and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family, to provide options beyond the expected, to help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Eggeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4 crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
How about that? Okay, we could hear the bumper music for just a second, but then you cut it off on us.
Now.
It's a pretty cool song, too.
Yeah. I'm switching some things up.
Jeff looks impressed. Welcome, everybody, to the Giants.
He's not, though, because the Black Cloud was
Welcome, everybody, to the Giants Coaches Show, and we're presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. Welcome back to the Coaches Show. I'm Joe Schreiner, and the man behind the curtain is Brian Watson.
The Black Cloud was in full effect.
And the Black Cloud, Jeff is here.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I had everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Had a couple surprises for you, and then depression set in.
I like that new music.
You do? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you 20.
What do we get to hear? 2 seconds?
Yeah, it wasn't very much.
Oh, I don't want to get dinged on YouTube, but I'll give you $20 if you can tell me who the song is by.
Shot the Monkey by...
He doesn't know, and I know you don't know. So...
Nope.
Heather, you got an idea?
Heather, do not help them.
No.
That's probably before her time, too.
Way before her time.
Yeah. So, well, I know people out there know. They're Googling it right now. So
Sure they are.
it's okay. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Welcome, everybody, to Three Borders Sports Network. Again, the Giants Coaches Show presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. And we're now joined here, as usual, our first guest on the Coaches Show, head coach of the girls golf squad in Wahpeton, and that is Jeff Ralph. Jeff, the Black Cloud, he calls you.
Should we just change it to the Jeff Ralph Show? Or Jeff Ralph Hour or something like that?
We took second at the region last week, and then you don't have the show. So
here we go.
I figure out. I told my wife I'd be home about 8:30 and get done.
Well,
I'm not even going to comment.
I'd asked Jeff before he sat down here if we could talk about the EDC tournament. So again, congratulations, and we got to talk about that before we get to the state competition that you went to. The girls played fantastic and got second place in the EDC. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to all the girls. What a fun event that had to be for you, right here at home too.
I mean, it was to come from behind. I mean, we were down at the turn, and we're playing with Red River and Cheyenne and Shanley, the teams that are, in the top 4 all year. So we know where we're at.
Yeah.
I mean, they finish a hole, the scores go in. So And I think on hole number 3, I had said to Claire, I said, Claire, they're coming back to us. Let's just stay the course and keep playing well. And we stayed on number 5 for a long time. Everybody went by, and it was just a matter of us making pars and making bogeys. And Red River made a couple mistakes and had a couple big scores, and we took advantage. And for us to do that, when you look at this week, they're the state champions, and that's who we edged out for second.
Yeah.
It was just so fun to watch, and so fun to see our girls make those shots. It comes to the last hole, and Coach Bachel's walking with Hallie, and she said, I don't want to know how many shots I have, to give, I think is what she was getting at. And then he said, when she got on the green, she said, how many putts do I have? And he said, Hal, you can't putt enough to lose this for us. And she knocked her up there and made it. But just a great tournament. We have 3 girls in the top 10, so 3
That
made
was
all
awesome.
region.
That was awesome.
London was in 6th, Hallie 7th, and then Claire was in 7th too. So 3 in the top 10, and I think our high score, we had 2 86ers from Scout and Olivia that we threw one out. They just played so well, managed the course well, played smart. Just a combination of all those things we've worked on for 6 years for some of them. So just a fun day. And to take second, I said to Dr. Woods when we were done, I go, he opens the box, I go, no trophy for second?
Yeah.
There's regional, it's just one trophy. You win it, you get the trophy.
That's too bad.
But it was still a great accomplishment for the girls, and I think just maybe a momentum builder and a confidence builder, and we were really pretty high on what was going to happen at state after that, and I think deservedly so. Hallie was all conference, London, Claire, and Hallie were all region. So we had some nice awards there, and feeling good.
Yeah.
Going out to Mandan. So couldn't be prouder. Our highest finish since 2014 when we won it. So
that's awesome.
Quite a good deal for the girls.
I can't remember where I saw you, Coach. It was right after the tournament, and where did I see you? Was it at a volleyball game or something? I saw you had the biggest smile I think I've ever seen Jeff Ralph have. Remember Watson? I think we saw him somewhere, didn't we?
Where was it? I thought it was a football game.
Maybe that's where it was, the football game. Yep, that's where it was. We saw you, and you had the biggest smile I think I've seen in a long time from you, and it was fun. At that point in time, Jeff, when I saw you with that big smile, I knew the girls did well. Obviously, I knew they'd finish second, and I just knew you were a happy, proud coach. Yeah,
and I think I would be today, but I'm pooped out today. That the state tournament.
Yeah, we'd go to that. Let's talk about the state tournament.
I think if you ask the girls, how'd you play, they'd say, I didn't play very good. But, when you look at the grand scheme, everybody knew it was going to be Red River and Cheyenne probably.
Yeah.
Going for first and second. But, I felt like we had a legit shot at third. Mandan and St. Mary's. Minot North took second out there, so they were in the mix. But for whatever reason, we had a tough time out there.
Let's talk about day one. Day one, even here was windier than all get out, and out there it had to be on the golf course. It had to be horrible.
It was nuts. It was, and there was a point where the talk was beginning. Is this legit? Should we even be playing?
Yeah.
Is the course fair? And I think Claire had one time where she was right in line with the direction of the wind, putted up the hill, and the wind got it and blew it back.
No kidding. Wow.
And there was a couple of those we heard about, but I think for the most part it was fair. It was just awful, and I think we found out that if you're not controlling your ball flight really well, you're going to be in trouble, and shot balloons and gets blown away, and some girls played really well. We struggled. Olivia, led us the first day with 90, and we've had we had 5 girls that averaged in the 80s.
Yeah, I was going to say in the 80s.
You know,
yeah.
and we didn't have anybody shooting the 80s the first day. We're still in, within striking distance of getting into that 3rd spot. And, then we start out and, we have a couple good scores. Hal shoots 80, Olivia shoots 88, but we just don't have anybody under 80 again. And
day 2 was windy.
On day 2, and it was windy. Not nearly as bad.
No, not nearly.
I mean, but it was started out nice, probably 3-4 holes in, kind of got windy again, and then maybe the last couple settled down again. But it just, for whatever reason, we didn't handle the wind well. Putting was tough. Controlling your ball downwind. You downwind and you knock it 5 yards in front of the green, it runs all the way off, and stuff like that, where we just didn't manage that very well. But I still thought we gutted it out. I saw a lot of kids showing a lot of frustration, and none of them were wearing purple shirts. I mean, I knew they were frustrated, but there was no slamming clubs. There was no, slamming the ground with their clubs and stuff like that. Where our kids, I was so proud of them for how they just did what they could, but they weren't they weren't poor sports, and I think, and I don't think they should be. I mean, we finished 5th in the state, for God's sakes.
Yep.
I mean, we did everything we could, and it was just a matter of we couple shots here there we just didn't make, and I told you about the some of the putting things and how we played hole 18 the first day and 10 over the 4 girls that we counted their scores. I mean, you cut that in half and we're right there.
And you're there, yeah.
So
because you said you finished 3rd out of 3rd. You were 8 strokes back. Is that what you said?
We were 8 back. Yeah.
8 back of 3rd place. So you were that razor thin.
And that's
close.
really kind of what we were playing for.
Yeah.
I think 1st and 2nd, especially after day 1, that was out of touch. We weren't going to get there, but 3rd was right there for us, and I end up St. Mary's 3rd, Mandan 4th, and I think if you ask their coaches, they'd say the same thing. Well, we didn't play very well, so it was an opportunity. But I still think 5th is great. I thought our girls, represented Wahpeton very well, which I'm happy for. We like to win and do all that, but I mean there was a lot of stuff going on where if some coaches would have been around, I think some kids would have got a chewing out, and they were not purple shirts. So I was really proud of the girls for that. Yeah. We had, what a great year. I mean, it's a great year. We had,
awesome.
Can I go through that?
Absolutely.
We got
Please
Hal.
do.
Hallie ended up all conference. She was 12th in the EDC average.
Congratulations.
7th in the region. She took 12th at state. Shot at 80 on day 2. Had a low round of 77. Qualified as an individual, and I think found out this year that she could play with the best players, with Peyton Stocker and Ella Spidell, and held their own, which was really good to see. Olivia Hansen played in our 2 spot, ended up 15th in the region. She took 20th at state. Her low round was 81. Shot 80. Or low round was 81, shot 88 yesterday. State qualifier, a girl that has fought so many injuries, and then, I think would have been a volleyball player hadn't she hurt her knee, and turned out to be a really, really darn good golfer for us. So, I don't want anybody to ever get hurt, but doggone, I'm glad she was on our team. Just a grinder and a kid that got better every year. Scout ended up 15th at the region. Her and Olivia tied with 86s. 34th at state. Her best state finish. Had a low round of 80. A kid who, I think for the talent level she has in basketball and track, probably not quite there in golf, but she got more out of that talent, I think, in golf. And for her to, some days she'd be like, bro, I'm done. And to me, that meant she was going to play better after that, and she did. And just a great attitude, and a kid who just kept grinding and kept working. Claire Langenwalter, I don't think for all the girls, this year, Claire Langenwalter at times the most confident of all of them.
Wow.
Hitting the ball well. She finished 7th at the East Region tournament. To get a medal, she's kind of, everybody thinks of her as kind of our 4th or 5th player, and she wasn't. She was, 7th in the region. Had just 2 tough days. I think if there'd have been a river, she'd have thrown the clubs in it and just walked away a couple times. But just a grinder. 36, had a low round of 77. I think is excited for what she's got coming next year, and maybe even after that. I think golf is really her sport, so we're excited for Claire to see that. London, 6th in the region. She had her low round in region tournament. Again, kind of like Claire, just a struggle out in Mandan. Ended up 37th, but low round of 80. Those 4 seniors, their low rounds for the year: 77, 80, 80, and 81.
Wow.
They're going to be missed by this team.
Absolutely.
Good leaders. And then we had 2 other seniors, Ella Graves, who played a lot of varsity for us both years, kind of in competition with Ella Langenwalter both years, and got edged out. But then we, what kind of teammate is Ella? We get to Mandan on Monday, and there's Ella and Lisa Graves. Made the trip out to watch and support her teammates,
awesome.
and big part of our team.
Yep.
And Olivia Nelson, another senior who played all 6 years of her high school career, played a lot of JV, but was a good leader for the younger girls when she was there. And just can't say enough about those 6 seniors. Really made up our team, and I think all of them had a hand in the last couple of years how good we've been. The seniors led that, and when you have senior leadership, that's pretty good. I'll mention our last player, Ella Langenwalter, a freshman. Had 2 really tough rounds in Mandan, but I kept telling her, Ella, this is where you're going to get your experience now. Next year, you're not going to be the number 6. So and she had 2 tough days, but she come in 25th at the region. So we had all 6 in the top 25 at the region tournament.
Wow.
Qualified for state with an 83 at Rose Creek. So just a great year for her too.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Good year for Husky golf.
Yeah,
Couldn't be prouder of those kids.
Now the boys got pressured in the spring.
Well, they do. They got some work to do. We've been to state 6 straight years. Hallie played as a 7th grader, and this crew's made it all the way through. And it's been a while since the boys have made it. So we got some work to do in the spring, but we got some good young kids there too who are ready to step up. So it'll be this was a great season, but there's always another one coming.
Yeah, there's always another one. And Jeff, I want to back up a step here just a second. First of all, for the fans that don't know it, you played in Mandan, but the course was
Prairie West.
Prairie West.
Yep, Prairie West.
And then you said something also off air that I'm going to bring up, and you said somebody asked you, would you go out and play golf on that Monday like you guys had to? If you were going to go out and just play, would you have done that?
No.
It was that kind of a day.
No. If B-Dub would have been there and Scotty Scheffler, maybe.
Wow.
But if B-Dub would have said, you want to go play, I'd have said, no way.
Why would you say no to me?
No, it was not.
Well, he said if Scotty was there, he'd go with you too.
That's a different story.
We would have had to play.
I would go too.
We'd had to play the red tees.
I'd be
And
okay
we'd have
with
shot
that.
105, and then we would have thrown our clubs away.
I would have thrown my clubs away.
Would have been in the river.
But was there any talk of not playing and moving it back?
There was actually that talk. There was talk of going to a shotgun start to start sooner and get done sooner.
Sure.
They actually did that at Fargo Country Club for the B.
Oh, really?
But once we got going, I don't think there was
Once you started, yeah, no.
There was some whispering back and forth. What do you think? But
Is that a state high school league decision?
Yep.
That's their decision. And
Well,
they get opinions from you guys.
the course would have made hey, this is unplayable.
Right.
The balls are blowing off the greens. I think
Right.
they did a nice job at Prairie West. I have a brother-in-law that plays there. He said, got to be below the hole. The greens are lightning fast. I think they slowed them.
They slowed them down
a
for
little
you.
bit so that didn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Because if they would have been, I played there this summer. They were fast. So they did a nice job of that. Fantastic golf course. If you go out to Mandan, and you're a golfer, go there and play. It's a really good golf course.
I don't think that. I mean, you could say that everybody has to play the same course on a day like that, but I don't think that's true. You know, I just don't.
Yep.
Just because the wind's going to change way too much on every hole,
Yep.
and you're really not playing the same golf course. So I mean, it's unfortunate, but I mean, you gotta play when you play. And
Yeah, it was
you know,
it was brutal.
yeah.
It really was. But
Hindsight being 2020, I wish it would have been postponed.
no,
No.
No.
Get her done, huh?
no, and then we'd have been one day.
Oh,
You know,
that's
it
what
would have
would
been a
have
1-day tournament.
Oh,
then.
that's what
wouldn't-
would have
They
happened.
wouldn't play 2 days.
oh, they would
It
have cut it, huh?
No, it would be one.
Wow.
So
That's tough.
I don't think so. I think the right decision was made. I mean, it was tough, but
Yeah.
it was, it is what it is.
Well, hats off to your girls for
Yeah.
Yeah.
plugging through it.
Yep,
I'm going to say this tomorrow at our banquet, but I want to say it. My wife, last thing she said to me was, go get a trophy, because we knew we had a chance. We don't always have a chance. But I thought those 6 girls I brought home it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And
The way they comported themselves, I was really proud.
And some of those girls, they've been to that tournament before when they were younger.
Yep.
And they played their best at that time, but they didn't finish as well as they would have liked to,
Right.
Towards the bottom. But to stick it out and then turn around and finish your senior season the way that they did, I think that's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yep.
So,
And I think a
Nice
lot of
job.
it goes to that senior leadership that we have.
right,
absolutely.
I agree.
well, it was a great season for the Huskies girls golf squad, and congratulations to you and the girls. And last time you were here, Jeff, you kind of gave us grief because we didn't offer a silver butter knife steak certificate, but
Oh,
I'm going
my
to offer
God.
you a free Caribou coffee out at the Cenex on the 210 bypass, courtesy of Caribou Coffee out at the Cenex
Well,
station.
awesome.
So there you go.
It's not a Murray Steakhouse, but
No,
Well, at least you get
we're
something.
working up to it, man.
I'll take a coffee.
There you go.
I needed one this morning. It was rough. It was rough getting up and getting to school.
I bet it was. It was a late night when you got back.
Yeah, it was. Well, this old guy doesn't make it up much past 10 anymore, and I didn't get home. We didn't pull in town till almost 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
here we
saw
go.
you in the back there when I was going home from the volleyball game. Anyway, congratulations to you and the girls again, Jeff.
Appreciate it.
And
A great season.
we'll
We had
see
a lot
you.
of fun with those
We'll
kids.
see you again this winter in the winter
Yeah.
coaches shows. So,
Yep.
Jeff Ralph, head coach of the Huskies girls golf squad, and we're finally going to get to Heather Henn. She's sitting back there with the BW Storm swimming team. Coming up next.
Oh, is that my turn now?
Now you push buttons now.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Let me push some buttons here and get going.
Okay.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Here at the Amanda Frederick State Farm Agency, we do our best to make insurance a little less insurance-y for you. Hi, this is Amanda, your local State Farm agent. You've probably seen our team out and about volunteering in the community, participating in local events, and just doing our all-around best to support and encourage a healthy, vibrant community. Stop into our office sometime and find out why we've been consistently voted best insurance agency in the Valley and why State Farm has been a trusted household name in insurance for 100 years. We hope to meet you soon.
At OSPTI, our focus is on each individual's therapy needs, whether it be for speech, occupational, or physical therapy services. I'm Becky, a physical therapist at OSPTI, and I love being able to provide that personal care to each person that we see with clinics in Breckenridge, Hankinson, and Fergus Falls. You don't have to travel very far from home. From infants to athletes to adults, you can request OSPTI to meet your therapy goals.
Any bank can tell you they have a rock-solid commitment to agriculture. Bell can prove it. To this day, every Bell Bank branch is partially built with rocks we've picked from our founder's farm. But our roots in ag have grown more than a few offices. They've shaped who we are and formed our entire approach to banking. Let us prove it to you as you grow your farm and prepare your legacy for the next generation. Bell Bank, committed to ag. In Wahpeton, talk to Rick Steckler.
Did you know that one?
I didn't know that one.
I thought I'd give her that Uptown Girl.
Because she'd know that one.
Well, yeah, exactly. How about that? I'm learning.
I knew that.
You still didn't know the first one, though.
No.
You still don't know who
I know
that's
the
by.
name of the song.
Right, but you don't know who it's by. So,
I don't have time to think when I'm sitting here.
what are you trying to say? You have a bunch of notes for everybody, and then
No, I don't. Have
yes,
any
you
notes.
do. Yes, you do.
Heather brought her own notes.
I know, but you have notes hidden that no one can see.
Oh,
So
you're not supposed to know that. That's
I
behind
know
the curtain
that.
kind of
I'm
thing.
producing the show. I know what's
Welcome
going on.
back, everybody,
Here
to the
we
Giants
go. There
Coaches
we
Show,
go.
and
Yeah.
presented by Red River Communications as I change the subject. And we are now joined by the BW Storm swim team coach, Heather Henn.
Thanks for having me
Well,
again.
I appreciate you coming back again. We had a couple weeks off there. BW was busy for a couple weeks there on a couple of Wednesdays, so we had to skip a couple Wednesdays, and because Lord knows I can't run the show without him. So
I'm not going to comment on that, so
Okay.
it's all right.
All right.
So I'm going to give myself a raise. How about that? Let's do that. There we go.
we'll put that up for a vote. All right, Heather, welcome again. And yeah, it's been a couple weeks, and talking off air here with you here real quick. You've been kind of busy.
Yeah, we've had a
And-
lot of back-to-back meets.
And just so the folks know out there, before we go on with that, you thought you're about halfway done with the season already, too.
Yeah.
So the season's flying by.
It's going so fast, and it's crazy to think that I'm still halfway through the season and golf is finishing up.
Yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah.
But you go late into the winter. I should say late into the winter. You go,
Our state's November 15th and 16th.
okay, so
Yeah.
mid-fall, I guess. Okay, so, all right, so let's talk about what have you been doing? And I know we've got some more state qualifiers, and you're going to talk about that.
Yes.
That's why you brought the notes. So let's talk about
All
some of the
right.
stuff you got there.
So our captain, Maddie Byer, she's a junior out of Breckenridge.
Mm-hmm.
She is qualified for EDC 3 out of the 8 individual events.
Wow.
And at EDC, you can only swim 2. So it gives us a good chance to pick and choose where
I was
she'll
just
be
going to
most
ask
successful.
you, so then she can pick her two best that she feels are her
Yep.
two best, along with your decision,
Yes.
of course. But
Yep.
okay, cool. That's
And
good.
I usually pick the ones that if they're either already state qualified for, just to better that time if I feel like those are the swims they're going to actually swim at state,
Okay.
or swims that they're the closest to qualifying.
A lot of
for-
strategy in the background
Yes.
that coach has got to be
A
thinking
lot
about.
going on.
All right, go
Yep.
on.
So she has the 200 free, the 100 back, and the 500 free. And this was her first time ever qualifying the 100 back for EDC.
Wow.
She was really surprised when she hit the wall and saw her time.
Good for
So
her.
that was really fun to see. And-
Congratulations, yeah.
yeah, and then she is less than a second in her 200 IM, 50 free, and 100 free for EDC.
Wow.
So-
So she's close.
Yes, we'll have some good
So
selection.
that was 2 more events possible?
3 more.
3 more
Yep.
events. Oh,
Yes.
wow. So she could be 6 out of 8
Yes. So that would be,
qualified.
yes.
Wow.
That'd be really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then we have junior Elliston Hendrickson out of Wahpeton.
Mm-hmm.
She has 7 out of 8 qualified for EDC.
That's craziness.
The only one she doesn't have qualified is her breaststroke.
Yeah.
But she is not a breaststroker.
Oh, she
we're-
doesn't.
We're
So
not
she's happy
expecting
where
that
she's at.
one. Yes.
She's happy where she's at.
Yes. However,
Okay.
she has swum it once this season, and it was her personal best time. So that was good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Some improvement.
Yeah.
At first, she's not state qualified, but she is 1 second away in her 50 free, 2 seconds away in her 100 free, and her 100 back. So we're hoping to get those edged out this weekend. And then we have junior Olivia Litchfield out of Wahpeton. So she is a new swimmer. This is her first season ever.
Okay.
And she just continues to improve every time. So it's really fun to see how.
How old was she?
She's a junior.
Junior,
Yes.
okay.
Yep. And she's also a cheerleader. So she's a
Oh.
dual athlete
All
that we
right.
have this
There you
year.
go.
So when she's at swimming, she just works really hard to get her technique down and have her time come down.
Awesome.
And she is 2 seconds away in the 50 free from EDC qualifying.
Good for her.
That'd be really fun to see that
Man.
happen and all her hard work.
Yeah.
And then we have freshman Natalie Graham out of Wahpeton, and she
Mhm.
has all 8 qualified for EDC.
Good grief, girl.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of stuff going on.
It's been-
Congratulations.
It's
That's
been
cool.
really exciting.
I
every
guess.
meet, just seeing what they're accomplishing. So for
Wow.
we don't have any state qualifiers yet, but she is less than a half a second away in her 100 back and her 50 free
For the state.
for state.
Wow.
Yep. And then she is.
That's a blink of an eye.
Yeah, it's just getting your technique perfect, just
Yeah.
hitting the wall just
Yeah.
a little quicker.
Okay.
Last year she did qualify her 50 free for state, so we're hoping we can get that one again. And then she's also a second away in her 100 free and her 100 fly, and 2 seconds away in her 200 IM for state.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's-
Congratulations.
Yes, they're doing amazing.
Okay.
And then we have freshman Peyton Bertelson out of Wahpeton,
Mhm.
and she is a half a second away from EDC in her 50 back, or 50 free, sorry, and then 5 seconds away in her 100 back. And she has been really working hard as well, and every time she swims, she's dropping a ton of time. This season, it was her first time that she has ever swam the 500 free and the 200 IM.
Wow.
So we're making a lot of moves with
I
that.
guess. Who else you got? I got it. I can't forget the question I want to ask.
Yes.
But you go ahead.
I have 2 left.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then we have Isla Berger. She is a 7th grader out of Wahpeton.
Right.
And she has 5 out of 8 qualified for EDC.
7th grader.
Yep. She has just been really a hard worker, and she's been really amazing this year. She started the season a little down on herself because it's a very big change coming from club to high school.
I bet.
The caliber is just very different.
Sure.
And when looking at the EDC and state times, she's like, Heather, I'm never going to get these times. I was
Yeah.
like, please trust me. Just work hard at practice, and
Yeah.
you'll drop time.
Yep.
I promise.
Yeah.
She's like, whatever you say. But it's happened. So she has everything but the 100 fly, which she hasn't swam yet, but her first time ever swimming it will be this week on Friday. She's a little nervous for that. She swam her 500 for the first time and then her 100 back. So those are the 3 she doesn't have yet.
Okay.
She, in her some goals she has looking into the future for our next few meets, she's hoping to break 30 seconds in her 50 free, which would be a really good time. State qualifying is a 27, and she swims a 30.
Okay.
So she's hoping just to get under there,
It's
just
doable.
keep improving her time.
Yep.
And then she's less than a second from state qualifying in her 100 breaststroke.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And then last but not least, we
Yep.
have our only senior, who's
Yeah.
Sydney Roberts,
Yeah.
who is rocking the volleyball court. She's doing
Yeah,
amazing.
She's pretty good on the volleyball court
Yes.
to watch.
And we have not had her at a swim meet yet, but her
She
first,
has not swam yet.
No, she has not swum a meet yet, but her first meet is on Saturday, and she
Oh.
will be swimming the 50 free and 100 back, and she happens to have our team record in both of those swims, so hopefully she'll come out, state qualify, and just knock that out for
Get
us.
that done right away.
Yep.
Yeah. And that would probably be her 2
Probably.
events that she'd go.
If she can get in another meet before EDC, she'll probably swim the 100 free and get that one as well. But
Yeah, she's a treat to watch on the volleyball
Mhm.
court, and she's an athlete, and I'm sure you're
Yes.
excited to get her back in the pool
Yes.
too. Okay, now I got to ask the question before
Okay.
I forget. And this is dumb guy question, okay?
Okay.
So you're talking about some of these girls are just a half a second from this or a half a second from that.
Mhm.
As a coach, what can you do to help them find that half a second? Is it getting off the blocks? Is it reaching for the wall? Is it just a different technique in the water? What do you look for as a coach to try and get that half a second improvement?
It's kind of a mix of all of it. It just really depends on the girl and the stroke. What I've been noticing is a lot of them they're falling behind on their turns and our starts. But we don't really have the proper blocks to practice good starts.
I was just going to say, you probably don't have that
Yes.
capability here.
We have some, but they're not as nice as what we compete on.
Okay.
And they do the trick, like if we need to, but it's just not the same. So
Interesting.
we miss out a little bit there, and then just off the walls, I've been really pushing them in dry land, so working on a lot of like power, like jumping and all of that stuff off the wall.
Because I was wondering, you obviously you watch the Olympic swimming, and that's what I'm used to doing, is watching Olympic swimming and in the competition and that. And they always analyze how they get off the blocks and how they, reach for the wall and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder, can you get that specific at a high school level with 7th through 12 graders?
You can try. It just kind of depends on their mentality too, if they're really willing to analyze themselves and take what you coach them on and utilize it into
And of course,
their swims.
practice,
Yes. Yep.
And unfortunately for you guys, the
starting blocks aren't what you need, huh? Yep. But it is just fine. We adapt. We overcome.
I know. But you do train indoors, and you
Yes.
train at Science, right? At NDSCS in that pool there. So that's where you're at. Well, Sydney's coming back, so I'm sure you're looking forward to that. But again, what a great season you guys have had so far. You're floating on air just like Coach Ralph was there for a while.
It's been really exciting. It makes my job easy.
Year 2, right, for you?
Yep.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Makes my job really easy when we can just show up and they're getting it done.
Yeah, I bet. B-Dub, you got anything there for Coach? Are you a swimmer?
I can swim.
Attaboy.
No, I just think it's pretty impressive to not have the environment to practice the way that you need to.
Yeah.
And to have so many girls qualify in so many different events. I think it's pretty cool. It would be nice if they could have the right facility to train.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and you make do with what you have, and obviously they're doing a great job. So it's pretty cool.
Very, very cool. Heather, you got anything else you want to add there? When's the next meet? You said Saturday?
We have a meet Friday and Saturday.
Friday, back to back?
Yep.
West Fargo?
Friday's a duel at Davies against Davies Shanley, and then Bismarck Century's coming to that one. So it's
Davies Shanley is a co-op?
No, they're separate.
Oh, they're separate.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then on Saturday is at West Fargo, and that's going to be a huge invite.
It's a huge huge meet there. Okay. And that's the one that Sid's going to go to. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, Heather Henn, I appreciate you coming in, and I think we're here next week, ain't we, B-Dub?
Yeah, we're here next week.
All right, so maybe we'll get a report on Saturdays and Fridays swim meets.
Hopefully we can have some state qualifiers
How
to talk
that?
about.
That'd be fun. It'd be fun. All right, Heather Henn, BW Storm swim team coach, and thanks again, Heather, for coming in.
Thank you.
I got one for you too, Heather.
Ooh.
Courtesy of the Cenex out in on the 210 bypass, Caribou Coffee.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Whatever you want. Emily said blended. What are the other ones?
I don't know.
Cold coffees, hot coffees, blended, whatever you want. She said just order it up.
She's the best.
She is good. All right, Heather Henn, BW Storm swim team coach. We got on the wings. I see Jordan Christensen just stepped in, assistant coach for Cowboy football. We'll talk some Cowboy football coming up next, right here on Three Borders.
Is your athlete suffering from an ankle sprain or a hit to the head? Did you know that a chiropractic adjustment can decrease ankle swelling by half and get your athlete back to their sport quicker? Or dizziness, brain fog can come from a neck subluxation. With 20 years of chiropractic experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic knows personally how chiropractic adjustments can get you back to playing your sport in no time. Request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com or call 701-672-1300.
Sometimes it's tough being a dad. Kids grow up fast. Hey, girls. Oh, love it.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm TikToking.
Is he serious?
Don't even want me around anymore. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. Hugs mean a lot to a dad. So, with Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
No matter the time of year, there's never a bad time to get your ride sparkling at All Seasons Car Wash. Your ride deserves to shine all year round. We'll see you at All Seasons Car Wash.
Now I know you don't know that, but he might.
DJ B-Dub is what you are.
No, he might know who that's by.
Well, I didn't hear enough of it.
I don't know
Name that
specifically.
tune in 10 notes there is all that was.
Come on, that's the Beastie Boys.
Well, I know who the Beastie Boys
I know you do. See,
I didn't know
we're
that
gonna
song.
we're gonna broaden your horizons a little bit. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, you bring back memories of Beastie Boys.
Yeah, just saying.
Wow.
I got some stuff for you, but you still do not know who the first song was by.
No. I'll Google that in the commercial break.
I might tell you at the end.
Will you?
Yeah, I'll tell you at the end.
Okay.
Because I have something else to put with it.
Oh my!
To see if you can give me an answer.
We just
but I'm saving it. So, but we'll
There's
see.
another song.
I know
that's
that you're not going to know the answer, but it's okay.
You might be.
It's all from your time.
I know, and I can't pick up my phone either. Is what
It's all right. We'll be okay.
Okay.
We got Jordan here. Let's go.
Yeah, we got Jordan here. Let's go. Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, everybody. Presented by Three Borders. What? Welcome back to the Giants Coach.
Ralph's gone too.
Yeah,
so.
Ralph's gone. We can't blame him. Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show, presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. The man behind the curtain is Brian Watson, and we're now joined by assistant football coach Jordan Christensen of the Cowboy Football Squad. Jordan, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
We got to say happy birthday to Carson Yeage's wife.
Yep, Michelle's birthday dinner tonight.
Birthday dinner, so that's why he did not come in tonight and asked you to come, and you were kind enough to step in and talk some Cowboy football with me tonight.
Somebody's got to talk a little bit after the last 2 weeks these boys have had. So
I mean, let's just talk about that. I mean, the last 2 weeks, you take a little road trip, and it was a nice, convincing win for the Cowboys.
That was good for.
I don't know what to say other than a convincing win.
It was a convincing third quarter.
Yeah, well, there you go.
A little bit of the second quarter. We were a little bit like, okay, guys, come on.
Yeah.
But we knew going into that one we should show that we're able to move the ball and do some things offensively. And then our defense stepped up and scored a touchdown on the year. That was pretty fun. And then, that going to Pine River was a great trip.
I was just looking for the score. I couldn't remember.
58-22, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it was, 58-22. And that's why I say I thought it was a convincing win. I was busy that night too, but so I didn't get to hear or listen to the game or anything. But we had a football game here. But I did watch.
We were up 14-0.
It was 22-22.
Yeah, we were up 14-0, and then gave up a score on defense. Scored again. Then kind of the wheels fell off to end the first half, and it was 22-22. We gave up a kick return touchdown, and then had just a fluke play where we call it scissors, but it's a little counter play where we handed it off to David, and then David handed it off to Gabe Armitage, and the handoff got absolutely blown up. They sent a good blitz, and all of a sudden it's 22-22 at half, and we're like, kids were kind of like, what the heck? Because like we started out playing really well, and but to start the second half, they responded well, got a stop defensively, and then we scored every possession we had the ball in the third quarter, and scored a defensive touchdown on top of it. So it was a fun third quarter.
And it just blew up, like you said. I mean, it went from 22-all, and all of a sudden it's 58-22, and where did that come from?
It was good, and we knew it was there. Like the coaching staff and the kids, we knew it was there. It was just a matter of when we were going to put it all together. And
so, one thing I should add too, and I think that was the first game, if I recall correctly. That was the first game you were without Paul and without Eli, correct? They did not play in that game either, did they?
No, they didn't play against Pillager on homecoming. Then they played a little bit against Pine River Bacchus.
Oh, did they? Oh,
yep.
okay.
So they, again, on homecoming, we played Pillager.
Yep.
Played well that game too,
Yep.
I thought. And then they each played a little bit against Pine River.
Okay, I didn't think they played out in Pine River, but they did.
No,
Okay.
they did. It was great to have them back. That helped a lot.
All right. So, again, a nice, convincing win out there. That's what I'm going to call it, as a convincing win. So, congratulations to the Cowboys on that. So, then you come back home.
Come back home for a big one, too.
And B-Dub and I had the call on that one, and they came in ranked number 4, I think, if I
4 in one of the QRF thing,
yeah.
4 in the QRF, and then
good old
6 or 7 in the actual
the polls.
in the media poll. So that was, the kids had that one circled.
Did
They were excited for that one. They were juiced up for it, and they rightfully so. That was the team that won the section last year, and that's right where we want to be this year, is where they were last year. And it was good. It was, the boys did a lot of things well, and it ended up being a little bit up and down, but it was a game of 2-point conversions, really.
I was going to say, there was 4 touchdowns scored and just 1 2-point conversion made, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So both teams each scored 2 touchdowns, and just the 1 2-point conversion that you guys were successful on was the difference in the game.
We had that one, and that was, at the moment, you know it's big, but you don't realize quite how big it is when all of a sudden it's 14-12 at the end of the game. You're like, whew.
I think Brian and I mentioned that during the broadcast about how big those conversions were, and that one did count for you, and it was huge at that time. And then again, coming down to the last possession for Parkers Prairie, they had the ball in the last possession of the game, and it's white knuckle time.
It's white knuckle time, because last year against Staples we had a similar scenario and ended up letting that didn't end up going our way. But we'll say this: Henry Sleddahl had a heck of a game.
Monster.
No matter what, no matter what we talked about in film, Henry, I know you're watching. You played a heck of a game, and he is probably, like Carson likes to give a due to the week.
Yeah,
it's got to go to Henry. He stopped both 2-point conversions.
Yep.
And it was tackles in the backfield through their center.
He had a lot of
out
yards
the way.
for loss.
He did. And then to start their last drive, I think it was their last drive. It was one where they backed up towards our end zone, and he all of a sudden was back in there and almost had a safety.
Almost had the safety.
He played an unbelievable game on the defensive side of the football. That was sweet. And without those 2-point conversion stops, that game could have gone a different direction.
It could have. And I know Brian and I mentioned this during the broadcast, and I know as a coach you don't look forward, but I'm looking forward, and I'm thinking playoffs, so that might be coming. I don't know. We'll see. You don't have to make a comment on that. I'm just saying that there's Section 6A too.
This group has high goals, and I will say that. And we don't talk about it too often, but it's a week-by-week thing right now. We got to take care of business so we can get seated where we want to be.
We don't talk about Fight Club, right, Brian?
That's right. We don't talk about Fight Club or anything like that.
When it gets here,
starting to figure it out.
That's right.
Exactly. Do you think though it's a big confidence booster for your team? I mean, considering what your record is and who you were playing against, what their record was, and the way your schedule just lays out, do you just think that's like the game to kind of jumpstart you now here?
I think it really is. I mean, a lot of the years we've had, I'll go back to 2020, we had a win, not 2020, that was 2022, with like Dallin Ernst, Landon Blofeld, Gavin
those
Peterson,
guys,
those boys.
Yep.
We went into Hawley, shouldn't have beat them, hung around, ended up winning that game in a close game. That was a real springboard that year going into playoffs, and I think this is kind of a similar thing. We start rolling at the right time, and it's funny because like offensively we made a shift week 3, and we were like, is this too late in the year to make a big shift? But it has paid huge dividends, and the kids have picked it up, and we're peaking at the right time, hopefully.
Let me ask you a question, and it's maybe out of your realm of coaching as far as the team itself goes, but you're aware of everything that does go on. You quarterback shuffle with Riley and Trey. Does that work out very well for you? Everybody's cool and copacetic with it, and everybody's...
The kids handle it really well.
Yep.
And
because you offer 2 different things when each of them are in there.
yes, Trey, like if you watch the games, Trey is obviously more of the passer, and Riley's is a little bit more, he's on the ground.
Yep.
And going to run the ball a little bit more. But it is, I think going forward, it's safe to say it's going to be a little bit more of Trey and then Riley in some packages where he's going to run the ball and try and get the best out of both
And
of
everybody's comfortable with it.
Oh, yeah. The kids,
You
they
can see
understand.
that. You can see that. I mean, they all play well together like that. All right, so we got New York Mills coming up.
New York Mills.
At New York Mills.
At New York Mills. This is going to be a battle. They're
I think they were 2-3 also.
They're 2-3.
Yep.
They've had an up and down year, kind of like we have had.
Yeah.
But I mean, our kids, 2 games in a row, they're real fired up for. Parker's, and then this one.
Yeah.
Mills knocked us out of the playoffs last year, and
That's right. Yeah.
our kids don't really like New York Mills. I'm not gonna lie, they just flat out don't. Like it's gone back a few years. I think we played them in 2019 in the section final, and they beat us. And then we played them in 2022 and beat them.
At
And then
their
last
place,
year they
yeah.
beat us, and it's been
Yeah.
I think it's 2-2 in the last 4 years or 5 years for
In the playoff
series
part of it,
between
yeah.
us and Mills. So it's
Crazy.
No, it's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
They've got a really good running back, but hopefully our D-line played unbelievable on Friday night. Kai McDonald's another kid I got to mention.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
He played
You mentioned
unreal.
his name a few times.
He's just so good at what we call a 5 technique, just playing right outside the offensive tackle and just making sure that he's just spilling everything and blowing it all up. And
Yep.
he took on a trap block and basically wrong-armed or crossed his face and tackled the trap guy, and he did a lot of good things. And then Eli Butts is just solid out there.
Yeah, he's a beast too.
Then we got a number of guys we rotate in, and that's huge for us
Yep.
right now.
Yeah, I know Brian and I mentioned Kai's name several times during the broadcast, as well as Henry's and Eli, of course. You know, those guys are in. We don't talk about the offensive line enough, but they got to get a lot of credit too, because they open up some holes for Paul, Gabe, and David. And I want to talk about David in here in a second too. But you got to give the offensive line some credit too.
The O-line's been they're starting to figure out.
That's your world too.
That is my world.
Yeah.
And they're starting to figure out, like, okay, here's what teams are throwing at us. They're figuring out different fronts, because we practice against a different fronts all week, but it's like we think they're going to do this, and then all of a sudden on game day we don't see that. But they're getting a lot better at the adjustment side of things and just seeing, okay, this is not what we worked on all week. It's a little bit different of a picture, and adjusting to it. And we've really, really worked hard on getting blocked down, and we run a lot of buck sweep right now, so we've got guards that kick out. So you'll see, if you watch the film and watch specifically the O-line, you'll see a lot of Eli Butts blocking down, and then Teagan pulling and trying to kick out, and then running back kind of following that hole. So we've worked hard on that, and they're doing some good things with it. And
we talked, I think, 2 weeks ago with Coach Gilbertson, and he was talking about the X's and the Y's and this cross thing, whatever, blah, blah. Someday we're going to sit down with all you guys, and we're going to have a whiteboard. I'm serious, B-Dub. We're going to have a whiteboard meeting.
We'll see what happens.
And we got to do that.
That'd be fun.
I'd
enjoy it. I don't know if anyone...
That might be a totally different show.
Yeah, it would. We wouldn't do it on a coach's show, but
we'll see.
It'd be a different audience for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You know? But I mean, Gilby was using some terms, and it's like, over my head. And now you're just talking about same kind of things, and the guard pulling and doing this. And it's like, yeah, I hear that, and I understand why the guard pulls. But you guys, that's what you watch. I mean, that's what Gilby watches. It's what you guys watch in the film room. You just said that. So you're sitting down and showing the kids that same thing in the film room.
Oh, yeah. We won on Friday night, but the kids kind of were like, they walked into film and they're like, why did we had to sit here for an hour and a half? But it's like, you guys, you want to
still got to watch it.
You want to accomplish what your goals are at the end of the season. We got to put in some mental work before we go do the physical stuff on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
All right, well, let's go get a win at Mills.
We will.
And then we'll see you back here, I think, Wadena Deer Creek is your final regular season home game.
Before we go anything, this is kind of a funny stat. We have 2 of the top 3 leading receivers in our district for the first time. Like, I don't remember this since probably Coach Yagi played. Honestly, I don't think we've had something like that.
Yeah.
But in our district, it's like our conference. Cooper's second, and he's in overall receiving yards, and Levi is third in overall receiving yards, which is kind of cool to see the passing game is paying dividends, because it hasn't been that way in the past.
They had a couple big plays in that game.
Oh, absolutely.
Both of those receivers did, so it was nice.
It was just that slant play to Cooper, and he's a big target, and take
that
advantage.
catch he made over the top with kind of one hand was just
unbelievable,
unreal.
Yep, unbelievable.
Big play in the game.
Well, that's pretty cool stat. How is David Erlinson? Can you talk about that a little bit? I saw him last night. He was walking around the volleyball game, so everybody saw it. So I'm not breaking news here. He was in a boot. He was wearing a boot on his left ankle. Do you expect to see him on Friday night or not?
Not really.
No.
Well, I expect him to be in a boot and healthy for the stretch run. So.
Okay, let's just say that.
Yep. He's doing all right, though.
Okay.
He is doing all right.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I didn't break any news there. He was at the volleyball game last night walking around in a boot. So it's like everybody saw him. I'm not squealing on him. So everybody, but anyway, we hope that goes well. All right, also for you, Jordan, look at what Carson lost out on, man. You get a free coffee.
Don't give that to him.
With the kid on the way, I might need to give that to him. He might need it. He might need the caffeine.
Well, here, why don't you both take one?
I'll take one.
Take them both.
No.
Give one to Carson.
Gilby needs one.
I got one for Gilby.
We got plenty. We got
take
plenty.
it.
All right, thank you.
That's from Cenex Caribou Coffee, and Emily and the crew out there. You take one, and Carson gets the other. All right.
Okay.
All right. Jordan Christensen, assistant football coach for the Cowboys, and we got Wade Gilbertson sitting in the wings. We'll be right back on Three Borders Sports Network.
For us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAND are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
There is no off-season for greatness. You do what it takes to stay in the game. And so do we. Our commitment is to keep you moving forward. Essentia Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. like nowhere else.
Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, serving delicious deli staples paired with great service and friendly staff. They use the best ingredients and provide a great atmosphere. If you have an office party or an at-home celebration, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery can help with your next event. And now you can order online for in-store pickup. Check it out at wahpetondeliandeatery.com or call 642-3639.
Smith Motors in Wahpeton, we make sure that when you need a vehicle, we'll find the perfect one that matches your lifestyle and budget. Like the eye-catching Chevy Equinox, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hard-working GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive buying experience. From low-pressure sales to high-quality service, our customers always come first. Find your new Chevrolet or GMC today at Smith Motors. Small-town friendly, big-town deals.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
That means all the money that we make
cha-ching.
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Yield Advantage is proud to support our local Twin Town teams. They'd like to remind farmers that the Yield Advantage team is ready to help you get the W next planting season. They can help get your equipment in game shape with upgrades large and small. Yield Advantage is your local precision planting premier dealer. From row cleaners to closing wheels, seed meters to liquid fertilizer systems, and everything in between. If you want to give yourself a competitive edge next season, contact Yield Advantage today.
A local insurance team ready to serve you. American Family Insurance Miller & Associates, providing home, auto, life, farm, and business insurance. As residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you, their trusted friends and neighbors. Together, they're building strong partnerships that help everyone succeed. American Family Insurance Miller & Associates, a proud supporter of high school athletics.
And we hope to see you at American Family Insurance, Miller & Associates.
Now that I know you know.
I do know that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking.
You don't know who it's by? Come on, kid. Wow. Now,
I can see it.
Now we're really struggling.
Play a little bit more.
Play
some more. You can't play more, though.
Name that tune. If you don't know who it's by, then I can't help you with that one. Like, that's, like, easy. Like, everybody's watching, like, I can't believe he doesn't know that. Like, everybody was watching. Like, even, like millennials or whatever the heck they're called.
Right now.
They're
yeah.
like,
Somebody send me a text, and then I'll just...
Like, yeah,
you
should know
he
that.
played one at the beginning of the show, Wade, and I knew what the song was, and you're not going to know. It's like, no,
I played it twice now, okay?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, and then
Yeah,
I have one more to play once he's done when we come back.
Okay.
That we'll put them together and see if you
Are you
know
good at music?
You know the trivia. For
We're not talking coaching yet, but are you good at music?
Songs that I know, I guess I'm good at.
Country
That's David Bowie, right?
That's David Bowie and Queen. See?
Under Pressure.
Yeah.
Under Pressure,
I got
that's
it.
what it was.
Yeah.
See, I was under
Not
pressure.
to be confused with Vanilla Ice.
Not to be confused with Vanilla Ice. There's an
Did he
extra
sing
beat
that
in
too?
there. There's an extra beat. There's an extra beat
Wow,
in
you
there.
guys are good. Look at
He
you.
knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. There's an extra beat in
There's an
there.
extra beat in there.
So, yeah, it's not the same. Not the
Ice
same.
Ice Baby?
Not the
Not
same.
that?
It's not that. No.
Okay.
But
All right.
Maybe that's where that came from.
You know, after our X's and O's show, we might have to do a music show or something here.
We could do Name That Tune.
There you go.
I'm not good at that.
I wouldn't be good either.
No.
Oh, well.
Welcome back to the Giants Coaches Show. And we're entertained by Brian's music choices tonight. And it's also presented by Red River Communications.
Hopefully
Cable
we don't
Channel
get
28.
sued.
Huh?
Hopefully we don't get sued. So it's
No,
okay.
I don't think we will. They're not playing. You're not playing them long enough.
I know.
Although I'd like a little longer so I can
Nope,
recognize
not gonna
that
do it.
tune. but
Not gonna
I guess
do it.
not. We're joined now by head coach Wade Gilbertson of the Wahpeton Huskies football team. Wade, thanks for coming back, Gilby. Had a
Thanks for
couple
having me,
weeks
bud.
off, and we come back and look at the Cowboys. Jeepers, man, that's the second screw up I've had tonight.
Wow.
Can we retake that?
I can't cut that out.
The Huskies have come back and won 3 in a row now.
Let's go.
I think we've talked about the first one, but now you come back and defeat Watford City in a homecoming game.
Yeah.
You just want to talk about that for a few seconds? I mean, a nice 41-14 win.
It was a nice punch in the mouth we got, to be honest with you. Murphy showed up a little bit right there in that first quarter. They took the opening kickoff and they drove it for about 7 minutes for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And after they drove it for 7 minutes for a touchdown, and everybody saw the kind of offense that they run, that Stone Age offense that they run.
That's funny.
It was oofta kind of an experience for us on the sideline. Like, oof, we might be in for a long night. We need to respond right now.
Yeah.
And we responded in just a couple minutes. So our kids really, the credit all to our kids about being able to respond when Murphy shows up.
Murphy's the coach.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's good.
Now, wait a minute
I do
now.
say things sometimes that people don't understand. Murphy is adversity. It's based off of Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong.
See, there's
so the first
there's a
drive of
history
the
teacher
game.
in him there coming.
What's
so,
that?
A history teacher in him.
Yeah.
There,
What can go
He's
wrong
got the
will go
shirt
wrong.
on. He's got the
I'm
shirt
wearing
on.
the shirt. Yeah. So, they
Oh,
took
yeah,
it
yeah,
and just
yeah.
right down our throat in that first drive. And to our kids' credit, they overcame that. And it's something that we work on as a team, and sometimes we even create our own adversity, so that our kids have a chance to get over it.
So you also used another term, Stone Age offense. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Careful now.
I
Yeah.
know.
Careful.
That's where I grew up. When you talk about that, there was like 3 different options that the center could snap the ball to, basically, wasn't it?
Yes.
So you got split backs back here, and then you got the quarterback in the gun or pistol, whatever you want to call it. So he could snap that ball basically 3 different directions. So that kid had to be pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And several times in the booth, I was fooled. So I can't imagine what it's like when you got 22 people down there.
Yeah, we try to tell our kids to narrow their focus on certain players. If you try to follow the football, you're not going to stop that offense. And so we try to get them to key on mostly, and we call it the sniffer position.
Okay.
The person that fullback that is hiding behind the offensive line. They're getting so low and they're so close to the center. It's hard for our defenders to see him.
And I think you mentioned that in the pregame show with Mike McCall.
Yep.
And thanks for doing that, by the way.
You bet.
And I think you mentioned that we've got to follow that guy because
Yes.
he's the key blocker.
Yes, and they only ran 2 plays all night away from where he went. And so we try to, and we see that on film. And their head coach was somebody that we've played against before, so we've seen this kind of offense before. He was at a different school previously, and we knew that was the offense he was going to run. Obviously from film, and we knew that we were going to follow that sniffer wherever he went, and that would lead us to the ball eventually. And on a weird note, I mean, you come out to practice when we're playing a team like that runs an offense like that, and you might see our defense practicing against an offense that doesn't even use a football. It sounds weird, I know, but our kids then can narrow their focus on stop looking for the football and start keying in on what we're telling you to key on.
So when you tell your scout team, this is what I want to see out of you, and you're going to follow the fullback / sniffer, as you call it, and he's going to follow the left guard going through the hole over here.
Sure.
And then either the quarterback or the halfback or whoever gets the ball is going to go follow the same way.
Sure.
So then let's go make that tackle.
Yeah.
Not in practice, but...
And our defenders at times wanted to know where the football was in practice, and we told them we were not using a football. And so they got a little bit confused by that, but they got used to it. We've done it before, and some of the guys on the team have done it before when you face an offense like that. So just so that you can get down to the basics and get down to the fundamentals of knowing how to stop that defense, because that's all it's about. It's about window dressing, and it's about trying to take your eyes away from where your eyes should be. And if your eyes are where they should be, you're gonna stop them.
So it kind of goes back to the old days of Wahpeton football with wing T.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Very much like that old wing T. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Very much like
Mike
that.
McCall liked to use that.
Oh yeah, Coach Mike McCall,
And you were on
Coach
the team,
Steve
so-
Ringdahl. I
Yeah,
was
and
one of the
Ringdahl,
coaches
yeah.
when I first started. That's what we were running.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
absolutely. Our splits were foot to foot, so there was no space between our linemen whatsoever. There were no gaps for defensive linemen to shoot through, and it was just a scrum on the field. It was a kind of a rugby scrum at times, and we would get that old saying that 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and we can control the football game. And if we can control the clock, we can control the game. So. Yeah, it's a great offense to run if you've got the guys to run it.
Yep. Well, again, they marched down the field in the first drive, Coach, and then all of a sudden here comes Wahpeton, and the Huskies answered back.
Yeah, and it was real quick that we answered back, and then from there, our defense really showed up. It took them maybe that first drive for us to wake up a little bit. And after that, we got a couple of stops, and we just continuously scored on them. We were able to take advantage of the number of guys that they had in the box. We were able to run the football on them. Therefore, then, if we can stay ahead of the chains and we can win first down, we can throw it whenever we want. We don't have to throw it 3rd and 8. We don't have to throw it 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. We win first down, we get into a manageable situation of 2nd and 4, then the entire playbook and then some comes open. Then we get to pick our spots where we're going to go with the ball. And Trey Malk, to his credit, he was running all over him. And we took him out a little bit early in the game because we had gotten quite a large lead. But he probably easily would have went for 100 yards.
Well, I'm sure.
And just because of that, it like I said, I can't stress it enough, the way that it opens up our playbook and the way that Bjorn is able to throw it on every single down. If we can stay in front of those chains and win his first down, that is such a big deal in a football game. And we made a few stops. They had a couple of miscues here and there, and before you know it, we're up 20 points, and we're cruising from there.
That was awesome. Nice win, nice homecoming win.
That's fun.
It made everybody happy. I
You
know
bet.
that for sure.
Yes.
All right, so last Friday night you travel up to Devil's Lake, and some of the prognosticators, let's say, were questioning that, hey, A, it's either going to be a darn good game, or B, it's going to be a tough loss for the Huskies. And man, the Huskies came out and did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, and all the credit to the kids. The kids played super hard.
Absolutely.
I got a lot of text messages after the game. After we win a game, many times I'll get a lot of text messages from people, even people that I don't have the numbers for will text. They'll find my number, and one of the big themes that I was texting back to all these people was, boy, did our kids really played hard.
They had to.
We outlasted them into the fourth quarter. We had all the energy going into the fourth quarter, so we really had no fear. Late in the game, we knew that we were going to come out in the end, and there's just something about those long road trips where you preach to the kids. I told you before that I love those kind of things. We get out there on the field, and it's a weird situation because you got to walk so far from the school to get to the field. You can't have the normal pregame that you're usually used to. And not many parents make the trip, and a lot of times we preach to the kids, "Hey man, it's just us out here together as a family, and let's pull together and let's go do something special." And boy, did those kids play hard! Every single one of them, even the kids on the sideline. It was their homecoming. Their athletic director made a comment that it was one of the biggest crowds they'd ever had.
Wow!
Which was a nice comment because it was a really nice crowd, and there were times when I couldn't hear, because our sideline was louder than their student section. So even the kids on the sideline were getting after it on Friday night. So it was a lot of fun coming together as a team like that.
That's awesome. And a very nice win. I think, if I recall correctly, and forgive me if I didn't, but I think they were ranked at the time too, weren't they?
Yeah, they were ranked 3rd in the state. They had just come off a huge win at Jamestown. At their place at Jamestown, and they were flying high. And then they had a bye week in between the Jamestown game and us.
Okay.
And so they were fairly well rested coming into our game. And they were rated at number 3 in the state. They had only lost once. to a Class B school, and so they were coming in as a pretty formidable team, a pretty tough team, and I thought that I've told you before maybe that it feels like every single Friday night we as a team have got to be able to out-scheme other teams. Yeah. We're not going to just show up and bully you and gain yards. Every once in a while we'll do that, but many, many times we have to be able to out-scheme, and our kids trusted the scheme. Our kids believed in what we were trying to do on Friday, and they executed it perfectly.
Did it just perfectly.
You bet.
So again, I think that's why when I started out that conversation, some of the prognosticators,
Sure.
and by that I mean people I talk to on the street, if you will.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? And the Huskies came out and slapped them up. Said, let's do this, and we'll get it done.
And again, the last 3 wins that we've had, and the 3 in the row that we've had, we've been behind in every game. And I it's something that I'm extremely proud of, and it just tells us as a coaching staff that what we're preaching about overcoming adversity, and be able to take the next step and forget about the last play, it tells us that's working. And it's not just us preaching it; it's our kids believing in it. It's our seniors that are taking that to the next step then too, and they're taking our theme for this week is take it to the edge, and they took it to the edge on Friday by not worrying about falling behind at all. Now, we scored first, but then they came back and went ahead. So we've been behind in all 3 of the last wins, and it's really nice to see our kids respond to something like that.
That is very cool. That's a pretty cool stat.
You bet.
So, again, congratulations. All right, now you talk about Devils Lake being a formidable opponent.
Yep.
And guess what you got coming up here now? I heard you tell Coach Christensen as you guys were going back and forth there that it's the big schools left. You got West Fargo Horace here coming up, and then you got the 2 Grand Forks schools and Fargo South.
Yep.
So here we go. Put the helmets on again, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go after it.
I know I told you before, I think our schedule is awful rugged, and we're not going to back down from anybody. And, part of like I said, our theme for the week was take it to the edge, and the other thing we talked about was just having grit, having that internal toughness in the face of adversity.
Yeah.
We're going to go up against a couple of big schools in the next couple of weeks, and the playoffs are right there for us.
Yep.
It's right there. And if we just keep doing the things that we do, we're going to be just fine. Okay. Our kids this year, this is a different team than last year. Our kids really have no fear of playing any of these next 4 opponents. I believe we're going to go into the football game with all the confidence in the world and be able to play our best football. So, and it's a testament to the kids, to our players, and to my staff, and the stuff that we've been preaching to these kids. It's been a lot of fun to coach this group. A lot of fun because of that.
Absolutely. All right, that's pretty cool stuff.
You bet.
Coach, I see you got some notes there. Did you have any stats you wanted to talk about there? Or?
Yeah, I absolutely can. The last 3 wins that we've had, and we could sit all day talk all day about wanting to play Minot again as well.
Yeah, I bet.
Go back to that second game of the year.
I would bet you do, yeah.
Now that we've picked up a little rhythm, we've got a little confidence going, let's schedule Minot again next week. In the last 3 weeks, Trey Mauk has been an absolute beast for us. And he's playing with that edge that we've preached about this week, and he's been doing that for the last 3 weeks. And boy, we give him the football, and we're getting positive yards every time he touches the ball. He's touching the ball upwards of 20 to 25 times a game and getting positive yards every single time. And not only on the offensive side, I think the Watford City game, we took him out a little bit early, and he didn't get to the century mark. But in the last couple of games, he's gone over the century mark and then some. He's averaging, I believe, a little bit more than 6.5 yards per carry in the last 3 games. Just kind of carrying us as a football team. And when you can run the football like that and you can make the defenses pay attention to that, then you got Bjorn Kubala, who is playing quarterback at a level that is... he's not slinging it all over the place, but his completion percentage is incredibly high. His interceptions are down. He's picking his spots. He's throwing free access stuff, and he's taking what the defense gives us when we're not running the football. And the fact that we're able to run the football opens up all that pass stuff for us. So
Yeah.
he's been playing really well as well. He's almost got 1,000 yards passing already. And,
Wow,
and then last
good for
week,
him.
Trey went for 140 yards on the ground and probably could have had more if we would have just kept running it. And so Bjorn's got or almost 1,000 yards already, and the completion percentage is what I'm most impressed with. Our third down conversion rate. I mean, you forget about the 1,000 yards that he's got or close to it, and you start looking at third down conversion rate at higher than 50%, and then you start looking at completion percentage as well. I think last year he was about throwing it at about a 50% completion clip. This year he's somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 to 75% completion rate. And we're throwing it a little bit less, but we're really close to 50-50. We're a little bit heavy run right now. It's probably 55-45. But we're pretty close to 50-50.
Do you want to be in that 50-50 range?
Absolutely. Would love to be 50-50.
That's where you'd rather be.
You bet. Would love to be there. If we're heavy pass, then it's probably because we're losing a few games or we're behind a lot. Yep. And maybe we don't have the offensive line to move the ball either. I mean, our offensive line the last couple of weeks as well is they've been moving people. Luke Anderson has been playing outside of his mind. He is a mover of people. Guys like Landon Ralph have been moving people, and they've been locked in on what our mission is as an offensive line. Defensively, again, you got to mention Trey Mauk last week against, not only did he have 140 yards rushing, but 14 tackles as well. I mean, it's a one-man show, but then you've got guys like Evan Doctor, who is the most relentless football player we have. I mean, this guy knows one speed, and that is full tilt at all times.
That's high gear.
Gets 2 quarterback sacks for us. I believe he had like 7 tackles for us. Just a beast on the football field.
Awesome.
Larry Brushert, Isaiah Brushert, I should say. He's kind of the quarterback of our defense, making the calls and getting guys in the right position. He's playing outstanding. Going back to the offensive side, you got Bjorn chucking the football, and it's not going to one guy.
No.
I mean, he had, I want to say that Braden Steffens had 5 catches, Jackson DeVries had 5 catches, Jack Gilbertson had 6 catches, Caden Barth had a catch for his first touchdown on Friday night, so he's spreading it. And at one point during the game on Friday night, he even came off and said, "Hey, I've thrown a touchdown pass to everybody now." So he's pretty proud of that. And that's kind of our goal on
That's a pretty good stat there.
Yeah, we want to spread the ball to more than just 1 or 2 guys. And so he was pretty happy about that. So it's a collection of guys. It is. And I know that Trey gets a lot of accolades for the yards and the way that he plays. It's just exciting and dynamic. But there's other guys that are contributing too. And guys that haven't played a lot of varsity football. Owen Scovolt at center. At the beginning of the year, we didn't know what we had at center. We had 2 guys competing for that spot. And Owen Scovolt decided that, I'm going to take that job. And he has had a firm grip on that job ever since. Guys like Landon Nordic, who haven't played a ton of varsity football, he's given us a ton of minutes on the defensive side and given guys a rest. And he plays relentlessly as well and pays attention to his technique. So there's a large group of guys that are really playing, and I'm sure I forgot to mention a couple of them as well, but
not on purpose.
Not on purpose. A lot of guys are contributing. Even the guys that don't play, they contribute on the sidelines as well. So it's fun to see that team come together, and a lot of people are following. A lot of the younger kids are following the lead of this senior group. They really are, and it's fun to see.
Yeah, we'll talk about the seniors at the end of the season.
You bet.
Again, just a great effort here for the last 3 weeks for the Huskies.
Let's keep it going, right?
All right, let's keep her going and go get one out in Horace on Friday. It'll even be another feather in your hat.
Let's go. We're aiming for.
We're going to give you a Caribou coffee out at the Cenex in Wahpeton, courtesy Emily and the crew out there. So go out there and get a free coffee, whether you want a blended iced coffee or some fancy drink that Watson would probably have. But
I don't know. I don't know if I go there. I'd probably just straight coffee, right?
Just get a straight. They got that too.
I'm out there every once in a while. I like their collection of goods out there.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
like that place.
So there you go. So go out there and get a free coffee.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you coming
You
on
bet.
too here as well. So good luck Friday night.
Thank you.
All right. Wade Gilbertson, head coach of the Huskies football squad. We'll be right back. Brian and I will wrap this up, and we might have a Comdell Innovation Play.
We will. We will.
Let's
go.
So we do.
1941, Minn Kota Ag Products has been helping farmers with their agricultural needs. The farming industry has expanded at great lengths, and Minn Kota Ag Products is there to provide farmers with their entire chemical, fertilizer, seed, and grain elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. For market access at your fingertips and information essential to your farm operation, download the Minn Kota Ag Products app. Minn Kota Ag Products, proud to be a partner in your farm operation since 1941.
20 years of experience, Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic is certified in pediatrics and pregnancy, seeing children of all ages daily. Start your pregnancy out right with a correcting postural adjustment to help with daily activities and also give you a better night's sleep. Continued chiropractic care throughout your pregnancy can potentially help for an easier labor and delivery of your new little one. Call Hornstein Family Chiropractic today at 701-672-1300 for an appointment, or request an appointment online at hornsteinfamilychiropractic.com. Dr. Andrea Hornstein, helping your family grow up healthy.
Insurance is an important safety net for your family, your home, and your business. Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here.
At Interstate Engineering, our business is about connections. We connect people to water, communities to counties, and counties to the rest of the world. Our work connects main streets to interstates, and yesterday with the potential of tomorrow. With over 40 years of connecting, our experience and expertise are thanks to the clients we have earned, the trust we have built, and the connections we have made. Interstate Engineering, the professionals you need, the people you trust.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
The Bengals.
It's not the Bengals. Jeez. I actually kind of messed up because I wanted to play another song. I actually played it going out, and I don't think that you heard it. So,
no, I didn't.
You didn't hear it?
No.
Going out? Okay. Oh, well. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
So, you want me to tell you who the song is by, since I just played it again?
Because everybody probably will tell me how dumb I am when I see him. They'll say,
I don't know if it's really like it's one that you should know, but it's by Peter Gabriel.
Oh, yeah.
Does it ring a bell now?
The name rings a bell, yeah.
Okay. And then the other song, or the other artist that I played going out last time, was a song by Phil Collins. I Don't Care Anymore. Okay.
Oh.
So my question was going to be, those two guys were in a band in the 80s.
Yes, they were.
Do you know the name of the band?
The Bengals.
No, it's not the Bengals. That's
they were in a band.
That's an all-girl group.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So
being dumb.
You don't know?
I for some reason I want to say Journey, but it wasn't Journey.
No, that's way off. But I don't know. It is what it is. if I played a song, would you think you would know it? Here, I'll play a song. Let's do this. Can you hear you?
Yeah, you got to tell me. I'm not going to come up with it right away, and people don't want to look at me being dumb.
So you can hear that, right? Yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta turn you back on. Genesis.
Oh, yeah. See, I knew that.
Pretty good.
I knew that.
Maybe I'll give you something easier next time. I mean,
Okay.
I'm a little disappointed that you didn't know Queen Under Pressure.
I should have.
A little disappointed in that, but 'cause I tried to give you
obviously-
something that you would know. I mean, I knew you weren't gonna know Beastie Boys, but hey, it is what it is. So,
Obviously, I know the song.
yeah, I know.
But
It's all right though.
I have a buddy of mine that I used to work with years ago, and we'd ride in the car somewhere to go to our next meeting or our next job that we had to do, and we'd ride in the car, and he'd have the radio cranking and say, "Who sings that song?" And he'd always do that to me.
Coach Brewer is very good at this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
can't do
but that's all 80 stuff for him. But he is very good at this. Yeah, we kind of do that in practice sometimes. But so, and then we get Lakin over. Lakin, you know the songs. You're like, no,
No clue. Yep.
So yeah. All right, let's get back to the show.
Let's get back to the show, the Giants Coaches Show, and presented by Red River Communications and Cable Channel 28. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. Through our little musical adventures here that we just did on Three Borders Sports Network here. B-Dub, we got more volleyball again tomorrow night. We got a doubleheader again.
Yeah, we do. I'll be back at WAP, and you will be over at Breck again. So we'll see if the ladies can get it done.
My wife just texted Genesis.
She can't help you out. That's like
So, yeah.
that's not
Too
good
late.
either. She's
Sorry.
a little bit late on it,
little
but
bit
hey,
late.
but you figured she would know. She probably Googled it though.
But we do not, I don't think she did.
No.
Friday, we do not have any football here in town. So we got Friday night off. And then basically we come back again. I think I've got some Breck volleyball on Monday the 7th. Tuesday the 8th, we've got Wahpeton volleyball against South. And then on Wednesday, we got our coaches show again. And then Friday, we got doubleheader football. So we got a busy week.
We do have a busy week. So yeah, so I'll have them a call with me on that doubleheader night.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be
Mike's going to help you on that.
Yeah, I'll
one.
be at WAP, and you'll be over at Breck.
Yep.
And I don't know, the machine keeps on rolling. So we'll have a coaches show next week. We will, right? Yes, we will.
And
Are you? You're not going to be harvesting next week, are you?
I hope not.
Okay.
We might be in corn, but I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Well.
We'll see.
Okay.
We should finish beans this weekend, so that'll be good.
All right. Anything else?
I'm excited for the Comdale Innovation Play of the Week.
Yeah, it's from the football game that we did over at Breck. My first football game over there. I was pretty impressed with the play of the team, and there were a lot of plays to choose from in that game.
Yeah.
But I mean, one was just kind of
One stands out.
Yeah, pretty obvious.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
I think you probably do.
And I also want to say, shout out to Sir James Watson. I'm sure he's watching. And
every Wednesday.
Sir James, I didn't send Brian a message. I was wearing a black shirt tonight, so we don't match.
We're not going to match, dude. We're not going to. It's all right. Plus, it's cold in here, so I have the sweat.
Chilly.
I have the sweatshirt. I was cold all day at work too, so
yeah.
But anyway, that's another story.
We got Friday off, but again, tomorrow night we got a doubleheader volleyball. I'll be in Breckenridge, the Cowgirls, a big Heart of Lakes conference game tomorrow night between the Cowgirls and Barnesville.
That's always a good matchup, though.
Oh, man.
It doesn't really matter what the sport is. Those two teams, those two schools, they go at it. It's almost like
Highway 9.
A little bit like Wap and Breck, but a little different. But yeah. 27 miles apart.
So it's a big conference game for Coach Wilson. There, I did it. Coach Kruger.
Wow.
My third mistake of the night.
Wow.
Coach Kruger, and they're looking forward to this one. And Margaret said in her post-game show last night with me, she was afraid that the girls might have been looking forward to that Barnesville match a little bit and maybe overlooked CGB a little bit.
They did drop a set, right?
They did drop a set.
Yep.
They beat CGB 3-1. Shout out to everybody else that we tried to invite, and everybody was busy tonight. Coach Yagi had birthday supper
stuff,
but he sent Jordan, and then Coach Lash couldn't make it, and Coach Rickles couldn't make it, and Coach Lundsetter couldn't make it for the tennis squad. She tried to get an assistant coach, but couldn't make it.
Yeah,
so.
we'll get an update.
we'll get an update from them, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right, Comdale Innovation Play of the Week. I'm Joe Schreiner. He's Brian Watson. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Stay tuned for the Comdale Innovation Play of the Week coming up right here. So it's 4th and 6. Ball at the 21-yard line. Vogelbacher steps back and he pulls it down, and then falling throws, caught. Cooper Roberts inside the 10. What a catch. What a throw by Vogelbacher on his way down, and Cooper catches it for the first down.
Comdale Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4 crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdaleInnovation.com. Comdale Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.